Long ago, in some village, there lived a woodcutter named Ethan. He was the only son of his mother. He always served his mother and took her prayers. They were very poor. Ethan would go to the forest every day, cut wood and sell it in the market by evening. The money he earned was hardly enough to run his household. Seeing her son work so hard, his old mother would always give him one prayer. "My son, may God bless you with a princess as your wife." Ethan would laugh and reply, "Mother, what kind of prayer is this? How can a poor man like me marry a princess?" But his mother would lovingly say, "My son, God is great and merciful. Never lose hope in his mercy. A princess is also a human after all. If God wills, even you can marry a princess." She would continue, "What else can a poor old mother pray for her son, except that her child gets every happiness that even kings and the rich enjoy?" Hearing his mother's words and taking her blessings always made Ethan happy. He worked even harder and served his mother with love and respect. Because of poverty, he never got an education, but he felt proud that he could serve his old mother, and he always advised others to treat their parents kindly. No one wanted to marry into their poor family. But Ethan never cared. One day, while Ethan was busy cutting wood in the forest, he suddenly saw two strange birds. Their bodies looked like ostriches. He had never seen such birds before, and the surprising thing was he could understand what they were saying. Ethan hid behind a tree and started listening. One bird said, "My friend, I think we have reached Florida. Look how hot it is." The other bird replied, "You are right. We landed here just to rest for a while. But this place is too hot, and we are birds from cold regions." The first bird said, "Then why wait? Our next destination is Lysander, a kingdom ruled by a very kind and just king. In his land, not only humans but also animals and birds live happily. There, many birds from our tribe live in the wide forests." The second bird agreed, "You are right, but I still wish to visit China someday. We have seen the whole world except China." The first bird said, "Yes, but the weather in China is hot these days, just like Florida. We'll have to stay in Lysander for a while and wait for the right time." Then both birds became silent. Ethan thought, "Why don't I go with these birds to Lysander? Maybe I can earn some money there and serve my mother better." He planned that when the birds would fly, he would jump on one of their backs and go along. As evening fell, the birds prepared to fly. Ethan climbed onto a high spot, took a big leap, and landed on the back of one bird. The birds were shocked to find a human on them. Out of fear, they soared high into the sky and kept flying in the dark. Ethan held tightly to the bird's feathers. The sky was full of darkness. The birds were silent, maybe afraid, or maybe thinking how to deal with this man. Finally, they landed in a forest far away from any town. As soon as they touched the ground, Ethan jumped off and ran away, frightened of the birds. He ran and ran until he reached a city. It was night and the weather was cold. Trembling with cold, he asked a man, "Brother, "What is the name of this city?" The man looked carefully at Ethan and said, "You are in Lysander." Ethan thanked him. The city was decorated beautifully that night. Markets were full of lights, people, and flowers. Everywhere there was joy and celebration. Hungry and tired, Ethan joined a group of people who were eating together. He asked one man, "Brother, what is all this celebration for?" The man smiled and said, "Don't you know? Tonight is the wedding of King Adrian's daughter, Princess Evelina. That's why there is a feast and celebration everywhere." Ethan ate to his fill for the first time in days and thanked God. As he sat near a fire to warm himself, a man came close and said, "You look like a worker. Are you here for labor?" Ethan said, "Yes, I came to find work." The man looked around carefully and whispered, "My friend, I have a secret job for you. If you do it, I'll pay you 2,000 dinars. But it's risky and must stay secret." Ethan, being a poor woodcutter, was shocked. 2,000 dinars? He whispered. The man smiled. "You may earn even more, but if you tell anyone, it could cost your life. Do you accept?" Ethan thought deeply. "In one night I can earn enough to go back home, take care of my mother, and even get married." He agreed. The man gave him a small bag of coins and said, "Listen carefully. I am the minister of King Adrian's future son-in-law." He continued, "The prince is old and not good-looking, but he insists on marrying Evelina. If she sees him before the wedding, she'll refuse, and King Adrian will be shamed before his people." The minister whispered, "Tonight, you must pretend to be the groom just for a few hours. During the wedding, stay silent. After the night passes, disappear before dawn. Never speak a word to Evelina." Ethan hesitated. "Are you asking me to deceive someone?" The minister laughed. "Why worry? You just act for one night. Take the money, wear royal clothes, and follow my instructions." Ethan, confused but tempted, finally agreed. The minister brought Ethan to the palace, gave him royal clothes, and said, "Get ready quickly." Soon he was dressed in royal clothes. The palace shone with lights and music. The wedding rituals were completed. Ethan, the poor woodcutter, was now the groom sitting beside Princess Evelina. Nervously, he lifted her veil. Evelina was so beautiful that Ethan's heart trembled. She looked at him and thanked God for such a handsome husband. But she was surprised at his silence. "What is the matter, my prince? Why are you not speaking?" she asked softly. Ethan quickly made up a story. "My Evelina, I made a vow that when I marry you, I will not speak to anyone for 3 days. Please understand my promise and rest." Princess Evelina smiled gently, and soon she fell asleep. Ethan sat quietly, tears in his eyes. He remembered his mother's prayer. "May you marry a princess." He whispered to himself, "Mother, look, your prayer came true. But I cannot deceive this kind-hearted Evelina. I must leave before morning." When dawn came, Princess Evelina was still asleep. Ethan left the bag of coins near her pillow, looked at her one last time, and whispered, "Forgive me, Princess Evelina, and I'm taking this ring you gave me with me as a memory of you." Ethan put on his old clothes. He quietly left the palace and disappeared into the forest. After walking all day, tired and hungry, he sat under a tree. He still had the royal ring Evelina had given him. Suddenly, he saw the same two birds again. They were talking. "Our tribe has migrated to China. Let's also fly there today. But on our way back, we'll stop again in that Florida forest, where we once ate mangoes." Ethan's heart leapt with joy. He ran and jumped onto one bird's back again. Soon they were flying high, and finally they landed in the same Florida forest from where he had left. Ethan plucked mangoes and placed them before the birds. The birds, seeing his kindness, ate peacefully. Ethan smiled and hurried home. When his mother saw him, she cried with joy and hugged him tightly. Ethan told her everything that had happened. She thanked God again and again. But in Lysander, the truth came out. King Adrian discovered the real prince's deceit and banished him forever. Evelina was heartbroken but soon learned everything. She announced, "Whoever finds the man who stayed with me that night will receive 100,000 dinars. The whole kingdom searched. Meanwhile, Ethan returned to his old life as a woodcutter. His mother still prayed every day that her son might marry a princess. One day, while he was cutting wood, two strangers came and asked, "Woodcutter, do you know of a man who married Evelina of Lysander and disappeared?" Ethan got scared at first, but then he told them the truth and showed the royal ring as proof. The men were overjoyed and took him to Lysander. Princess Evelina recognized him immediately. King Adrian welcomed him with great respect, and soon, once again, Princess Evelina and Ethan's wedding was celebrated with great joy and grandeur. The entire kingdom was decorated. People rejoiced and music filled the air. Ethan the woodcutter had now become the king of Lysander. Because of his mother's prayers and his truthful heart, Ethan brought his mother to live with them, and the emptiness Evelina once felt for a mother's love was finally fulfilled. She began to love and respect Ethan's mother just like her own. And in this way, they both received the reward of their prayers. Dear friends, I hope you liked this story. If you enjoyed it, please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.